Hey y'all, what's going on? Happy Mother's Day to everybody. I wanted to tap in real quick to share my experience with the Amazon. So I did Amazon. Okay, so we gonna leave it like this. Okay, let me scoot you back a little bit. Okay, so I'm sitting in the bed. Just got back from a drag show, so the pollen been kicking my butt here. So I wanted to share my experience with Amazon. The other day me and my daughter did Amazon for the first time here in Atlanta. We went to the Atlanta hub, I guess. I'm not quite for sure which one. I know there's several out here, and we did the one in Atlanta. We'll just say that because I'm not even really quite for sure where we were at. We were not quite in Atlanta. It was look like Fairburn, but it might have been Atlanta. I'm not for sure, but yeah, we did the one in Atlanta, and so I forgot I had left earlier in the week, or earlier on Friday, and I forgot that they were doing road work. And then Friday at 9 o'clock, I was expecting them to be. I really forgot about it, to be honest with you. I didn't even really think about the fact that they were doing road work on 285 when we were leaving. So I needed to stop and get gas and things of that nature. So I was, of course, quite naturally left an hour and some change early. Now, mind you, I was only 30 minutes away from the actual facility. So I said, okay, well, I'm gonna leave an hour, actually an hour and 10 minutes. No, it was about an hour from the time that my check-in time. So just to kind of give you a heads up, if you're gonna do the Amazon and it's your first time and you've never been to that facility, I would say give yourself like an hour and some change, because the facility that I went to was not, it was not organized the way I would have liked to have seen it. Yeah, it wasn't organized, just to be honest. Like when you even coming into the gate, like of course they tell you, follow this direction or whatever it is. But you know me, I'ma always be friendly and bubbly with people, joke with people and things of that nature. So quite naturally, I'm gonna get a little further than somebody who may not be as, bubbly or outspoken. So just to give you my experience, I come into the gate. Of course, we drove into the gate. Of course, when I pulled in, because we used their GPS to get us to the facility, it says, "Hey, welcome. You're on time." Da 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 da. And then I was a few minutes early from our check-in time. I guess from the time we was actually supposed to load or whatever it is. But in my plan, I had planned to be there a little bit early, because from listening to other people with Amazon, I knew that it was going to be a process and there were some things that needed to be done. So we get to the check-in gate, or at least the gate. I guess he thought that I had already went and did, XYZ. So he, checks us in, or he tells me to go to a gate or the door, whatever door we were supposed to go to. I think it was 25 or whatever it was. So I go to the door 25. I get the little pass from Amazon. And I say, hey, I'm here to check in. She was like, oh no, you got to go back to the front gate and get your a badge. And I was like, okay. So we go to back to the gate from where I went to initially get where he waved us in, and he was like, well, no, you have to go to um another door or whatever it was. So I was like, look, I done drove around this thing like 3 or 4 times. Show me where we gotta go, please. You know what I'm saying? Just help a sister out. This is my first time. I told you this was my first time. We never been to this facility. Help us out. So he actually showed me. Well, no. Let me back up. When she told me that, I backed up and I asked one of the drivers. There was a day cab driver, and he was just moving trailers. And I was like, hey, excuse me, this is my first time here. Can you tell me where I need to go to get my badge? And he was like, yeah, there's a security gate up at the front. So when you come in, stay in your far left lane, yada yada yada. And then right before you get to the gate, then you go in. So I'm looking around, he hunks, and I'm thinking it's this door. So I walk in and I didn't see nothing. Like, okay, so I walk in, I look, I didn't see anybody, but I end up leaving and coming back out. So I took my daughter back to the gate and we asked him again, like, hey, I went to the gate and it's like, hey, is this where we go for security? He was like, no, I'm definitely not security. I was like, okay. So where I was initially, when I went in, when I didn't see anybody, he told me to go back in there. So when I went back, I guess the security guards or whatever was there. But at where you actually check in at, like, they inside the building. So they're not just there sitting there. They like there's a process. So once I get there, I just walk into, I didn't have nothing with me, just, hey, let me know if I'm in the right place. So I go in. He was really cool, but of course it could go either way depending on your energy. So I asked him, like, hey, am I in the right place? I need to get my badge, or whatever it is I need to do to check in. And he was like, yeah, you have your ID. And I was like, well, unfortunately no, because I didn't even know if this was the right place. All I did is hop out the car, but I have my ID on my phone. You mind taking that? And he was like, yeah, if you don't mind taking my phone. And of course I joke with him. I say, yeah, don't be going through my pictures though. You might see something you like. I don't know. So, he take my phone and he do it. It took him a minute. I don't know their process. And I guess because I was my first time there, it took him a minute to register me or do whatever it was. And then of course he asked me what my business name was, and I told him, of course, Foxy Brown Inc. And that usually catches people, like, Foxy Brown, like, yeah, Foxy Brown. So they laughed and chuckled about that or whatever it is. And then before he went to go give me my badge, he gonna act like he going through my phone. I was like, hey, you do what you do. I don't care. There's nothing on there that I'm worried about anyway. I don't do that. I don't take risque photos like that. So yeah, what it is. So he come and gave me my phone and give me my little badge. And on the badge it says, you must return this. Well, no, on the window there it says return your badge before you leave, as you'll be banned. And I'm like, what? Like, what's the purpose of getting the badge then? So I go get the badge, or he gives me the badge. I go back to my truck. Now, mind you, I need some gas. Like, after I had went through the traffic of the road work and all that going on, I was like, ooh. Now, mind you, I never let my gas tank go past 3/4 of a tank. So I don't know what the process is at that point, because I never let it go past there. So of course we go to the gate. And then I check in, and there was this guy, the lady who told me I needed to go get the badge. I was like, look here, I didn't sign up for this. Now y'all done had me running on through this place. I didn't probably circle this building probably about 4-5 times. So, she laughed or whatever it is. Now, mind you, I got on, you see my nails, right? I had on the safety shirt and sweatshirt, all of that same color. So I don't see how you can't see me. Like, you gonna see me. I don't care how far you are, you gonna see me. You gonna see this. So the man over there, like, you need a safety vest. I looked at him like, with all this on, I still need a safety vest. I said, okay, cool, whatever. Because, I went and got I had the safety vest that my daughter had gave me from her job. So I went to the car. I'm like, whoo, honey, I don't think I could do this no more. So I go get the safety vest, because I had all intentions on, her helping me, because I had never really operated the pallet jack like that. So I really wasn't for sure how to do it. But she does that for her job in real life. So I was like, well, just go with me, kind of show me the whole little situation. But once I needed her little safety vest and all of that, she couldn't really come in, because then I didn't have another one for her to do. So I go and check in, and the guy that was at the driver relations person or whatever he is, he was real sweet. He helped me, show me everything, because I was like, look, this is my first time. I've never done this. I'm gonna need you to show me what you do, because I'm a regular driver. I don't touch freight normally. So show me the ropes, So he came in. He wasn't supposed to show me all what he showed me, because he was like, I'm not supposed to do this. But he showed me what he could show me, and then, he went on about his way. And he was like, all this here is what you got. And I looked, I was like, ooh, you a lot. I was like, you a lot. They had about 32 pallets over there. I said, ain't nowhere in the world 32 pallets is fitting on this truck. I got a box truck, not a tractor. It was like, well, you He was like, well, just take what just take what you can. And he told me, when you have to scan the door, when you, whatever gate you in, so you scan the door and then you scan each package, a pallet or package or whatever it was that you're gonna take. And he was like, some people just scan everything and take it, and some people scan as they go. So it's just totally up to you what you do. So I decided to scan as I went, just because, you know what I'm saying, I didn't want to get confused, because there was multiple locations at my dock, or at my gate, or whatever it was. It was one going to Auburn and one going to Montgomery. So my stop was going to Montgomery, or whatever it is. I had no idea of the magnitude of how unorganized it would be, of course, because I've never been there before. So the first couple of pallets, of course, were mine. So the first 4 pallets, I believe, were going to where I was going to in Montgomery. So of course, mind you, I've never really operated the pallet jack other than to move it from one side to the other of my truck, depending upon what whoever had put on my truck prior. So I wasn't even really for sure how to navigate it, really. But I figured it out for the most part. So I figured it out, put the thing in there, moved the things, got my pallets on there, or whatever it was. And then of course, I'm gonna talk to folks or whatever. I was like, "Ooh, is this how this normally is?" Because there was another guy who had came next to me when I was moving. I was like, "Is this how this normally is, like this?" Like, just trying to understand. He was like, "Yeah, honey, just work them to it." He was like, "It's raw and organized, that you got to get these smaller packages and things of that nature." So how it worked is they had a pallet of just individual packages or whatever it was. It wasn't no kind of rhymeries. They just threw them in there and then wrapped them up. So they was kind of all off centered and things of that nature. So I got the pallets on there first. I did like 3 or 4 pallets or whatever it is. And then as I started looking, I started seeing more of the pallets that I was supposed to take, because they had my pallets mixed in with the Auburn pallets. What they should have done is, since they had 2 rows, they should have stuck all of one destination on one side, and then put another destination on this side. But they didn't do it like that. They put all the stuff together, and you have to go through and scan each one and look for your individual location stuff. So I'm going through looking at it, and then they have like the individual packages and things of that, boxes that you have to take that's not on the pallet. And then they like the little envelopes that you get, they had like a box just full, dumped with all that kind of stuff in there. So as I was, going through the boxes scanning, because mind you, it's not in no kind of order. They just come and dump that shit on the on pretty much on the floor, and you got to go through it. As I was going through it, they was coming dumping in, and I was like, well, hey, I'm kind of going through this. Do you mind not dumping the stuff that you see me going through, putting stuff back over here? Like, really? I shouldn't even really have to say that, because that should have been common sense. But dude was like, oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, like, and there was another lady, I guess in her mind, she just like, whatever. But at the end of the day, make it easier. Let's make it our jobs easier for each other. Like, at the end of the day, I know you trying to get this shit thrown on here or whatever it is and on to the next. But if you see me here going through these trying to scan, why would you throw more shit on top of it? To me, that didn't make no sense. I was like, really? So on my review of them, I did let them know that they need to be mindful, and they should be a little bit more organized. Whoever's doing operations on that aspect, y'all should be a little bit more organized, and then to make it go smoother. Because I was there for like an hour, just trying to go through boxes and make sure I got all the stuff that was going to my destination. Now, what I didn't realize is that once I figured it out, that my bay was the bay that goes to those locations, period. Because I started talking to another driver that was coming in. He was like, oh, no, you doing too much. Like, you don't got to do all that. You get your food, whatever pallets or whatever it is, get you a few little boxes. All these stuff is going to there. So there'll be 3, 4 other drivers that's going to come and get this same stuff. So you don't have to do all that. Just get what you can and go. So we did that. We drove to Montgomery. It took me about 2 hours, to get there. It was a short trip. I picked like a 4-hour trip, because I didn't really, like I said, I have never done that before. So we get there, we get to the post office, of course we dock or whatever it is. That was a very smooth situation. We got there about like 2 or 3 o'clock, well, I think it was like 2 o'clock their time because they're on Central Time. So we got there at 2 o'clock in the morning. There was a lady there, she let us in. She had a little area for us that was designated for the Amazon packages to get dropped off. So me and my daughter, I had like 10 pallets, and it was a total of like 38 items because one of the pallets, I guess I didn't scan properly. So it was like, hey, you got a pallet that you didn't scan at the hub or whatever. So I we got those. She was able to help me because they actually had another pallet jack and everything, and they didn't require all the safety vests and all that extra shit that was not even really necessary. Because I really don't see how the safety vest came into play if I'm the one that's doing everything, like, especially, and I'm full in safety colors. Like, there's no way in the world you not gonna see me even with the face safety vest and it's all lit out. Like, come on, make it make sense. But whatever, the guy, he was being a butthole, but at the end of the day, I still, charmed his ass. I was like, next time when you see me, you be nicer. You hear me? He was like, does that work? I said, it sure do. He was like, oh, you meeting the wrong people. I said, no, I'm meeting the right people. Next time you see me, you be nicer. You hear me? Because next time, you don't know, I could have been willing to buy you breakfast or anything, but you being mean ain't going to get you no breakfast. He was like, oh, I'm very nice outside of here. I'm like, whatever. You see me, you be nice. And he was like, well, you gonna have to see me outside of here. I said, well, that might be possible, but at the end of the day, when you see me come in here, you make sure you nice. You give me a smile. He was like, well, I can't, whatever he said. I was like, well, I don't give a damn what you do with everybody else, but when you see me, you might be frowning at the rest of them, but you give me a quick smile, let me know. Then you can go back to being mean. You heard? So he so after, turned that situation, it wasn't a bad situation or nothing like that, but you're not gonna be mean to me at the end of the day, because I'm gonna check you on it. If I gotta kill you with kindness or just not fool with you all the way around. But with a man, honey, I could turn that around anywhere, unless whatever. But that's here nor there. um but other than that, it wasn't a bad situation. I just wish it would have been a little bit more organized. And I know they had like a little what do you call it? Like a orientation type situation, but of course, when every time they have the orientation is during the times that, of course, I was on the road, so I was never really able to tap into that. And I just did that because I was off this week, and I just kind of wanted to see how the Amazon situation worked. It didn't pay that well to me, but I didn't do it necessarily for the pay aspect of it. I did it for the experience to see if it was something that I would be willing to do moving forward. Because I have seen a lot of freight coming through Amazon here since I've been home. There was nothing going through there, but now since I've been home, I've seen that there's been a little bit more freight going through Amazon. So, yeah, I just wanted to kind of tap in with you all and just kind of let you know my experience before I laid down. I was actually supposed to do this video earlier, but because of this pollen and my sinuses, and I know if y'all can probably hear now, I cannot breathe out of my nose at all. It's been really kicking my butt out here. I'm ready to kind of get on the road just to get away from Atlanta. Just because the pollen has really kicked my butt since I've been here. But yeah, if y'all want to, I would definitely recommend just trying it out. You might, actually like it. I don't want to touch nobody freight, but I didn't mind it. It wasn't that bad, just because of the fact that, we did the pallet jacket. Now I know next time I might just take one of their pallets, because they had like a little pallet that the stuff was set on, and I might just take that next time and just pile all my little boxes and stuff, that the individual ones, put them separately, put them on the pallet jack that shit, and roll that in there too. Is how I might do it moving forward if I decide to do, Amazon in the future. But yeah, I just wanted to tap in there with y'all. and let y'all know my experience of doing Amazon for the first time. For anybody who is executive at Amazon, honey, I'm gonna need y'all to get y'all's operations together because it is so unorganized. But other than that, y'all have a good day, a good Saturday. Happy Mother's Day to all my mothers out there getting it, and to even single fathers that's playing both roles. Y'all happy Parent Day to y'all.